Coming up, I'll show you how we're enabling the new world of content services that delivers new modes of management and content experiences in the cloud. In the past, enterprise content management typically comprised a document warehouse. However, availability and performance could be inconsistent. SharePoint goes beyond storage, offering content services with a holistic approach to globally available capabilities, such as multi-layered encryption at rest, indexing, intelligence via the Microsoft Graph, and more. IT-led controls for access, retention, and security, as well as user capabilities such as sharing, co-authoring, and discovery of content. SharePoint is, in fact, the backbone content services layer in Office 365, offering a consistent backend to store and optimize your files. Where this becomes powerful is in how we are able to automate the scaling of capacity for your document libraries and the application of metadata and policy for compliance, while continually driving down the time for file discovery and search. This unlocks integrated content experiences throughout Office and across your devices. Let's take a look. First, although SharePoint Online is built on the foundations of SharePoint Server, it has much greater capacity. A SharePoint tenant can now contain files up to 15 gigabytes in size and up to 30 trillion documents. We also improve how we automatically optimize large sets of data so you don't have to think about it. Here, we have a document library with 6,000 items in it, as you can see. Anytime I sort one of these columns, such as location or review date, the system will automatically create an index per action on the fly, so that the administrator doesn't have to tune the library for you. Indexes are created based on user activity, such as creating views or custom sorts, and the indexes will stay in place to optimize your user experiences all the way on up to the full capacity of the library. Those indexes also make filtering data simpler for everyday use. Here, I'm looking at the filters pane, and you can see that SharePoint has automatically selected the most common columns for me. I can instantly drill into really large data sets. And you'll see as I scroll down, SharePoint just continues to grab more and more data for me on the fly. No more sad ice cream cones, it just works. But SharePoint's more than just a place to store documents. We use custom metadata to enrich document libraries. Metadata columns can track information like document status, a review date, or project name, for example. But keeping that metadata up to date is no longer a painful process with our new attention views. Here, I notice in the command bar a red indicator telling me I might want to pay more attention to some of the files on this library. By selecting the attention view, I automatically spotlight the documents that require a missing value. And I can select multiple documents at the same time. SharePoint also allows me to bulk upload multiple documents at the same time. Here, I'm dragging and dropping a series of tax-related documents into my legal library. You can see, by selecting all the newly uploaded documents, I can easily update metadata for the uploaded documents as easily as I did before. And you'll see one of these metadata columns allows me to classify the document for compliance purposes. Let's apply this label here and take a look at how that works. Before we can assign labels, we need to define and publish them using the Office 365 Security and Compliance Center. You'll find labels here in the classification section. Here, I'll set up a new label for legal contracts. After I've given it a name, I can optionally add a description for administrators or users. Now I'm going to identify this label is going to be used to enforce retention. Retention is based on the period of time for a document. Let's say we want this to fire 10 years after the document was originally created. At the end of that period, we can force it to automatically be deleted or have people take a look at it to determine what to do with the document. We'll say the document will be automatically deleted, and that timing can be based on when the document was first created, when it was modified or labeled, or based on an external event, such as the expiration of a contract. Finally, I can specify that this label can be used to classify this content as a record, marking it as an unchangeable document, enforcing policy to prevent edits while the document is being retained. Once I create this label, I can then choose where to publish this label, to Exchange mailboxes, to SharePoint sites, OneDrive accounts, or other parts of Office 365 groups. After I publish the label, users can choose it, as you've seen, directly from inside the document library. Labels can be automatically applied based on keywords in the document or sensitive information types. Here I'm choosing among PII, medical and healthcare tests, financial records, or I can choose my own custom fingerprints to identify documents that I want to manage with retention and record labels. Now I'm going to apply the policy for this. And again, I get to choose locations that will receive the policy. That was a quick tour of new enterprise content management capabilities in SharePoint, spanning capacity, simple metadata tagging, and new labels for data governance. Check out the link shown for more details, and of course, please keep giving us your feedback on user voice. Thanks for watching.